Hello everyone, this is Elnifistulum, and I'm back. So now let's go after Pulse Man. I think it's pretty interesting robot design. And to be honest, his stage is also something very it seems pretty basic, but at the same time it feels like an interesting, refreshed theme. Also, the music is really awesome. Of course, I could have better speakers than those that actually try to attack me. And better jumps than that. Yeah, the speakers can be a bit hectic, considering there are other enemies in this game. I think I'll take you out for this thing. Thankfully that went pretty smoothly. Generally it's not too hard to read the shots. Thank you. Shield attacker is nothing too major. Oh, well thank you, I really used that. And here we have this annoying enemy. What the other thing does is travel through pipes and it fires shots at you. It can be pretty annoying, considering the fact that though they don't appear so bad in this part of the stage, they do get worse later on. Also, the shots can be a bit hectic to avoid, considering you've got more than one of them at a time and you've got other enemies, which can simply jump above. You also meant to unload on this. You know what? I have this thing for a reason. What's really annoys me is there's enemies that take more than one hit of the photon flare to actually take down. Here we have an awesome stage gimmick that really goes well with the like the science and the real sci-fi out there kind of design that this stage seems to have. Of course, there's that kind of jump. Also, what's really interesting is how the teleporters actually shift positions, and how there's more than one of them. It seems to somewhat be a throwback to the Galaxy Man stage, but it seems more interesting since one, you can actually distinguish which teleporter goes to which teleporter, and also the fact that they shift movements is also something very neat. Seriously meant to do that. I do not know how that was an epic fail. But in any case, I think we've hit a checkpoint, and I think I have enough lives that I want to conserve my E-tanks. Considering all we have here is here, Sniper Joe. And now we're at the mid-boss of the stage. This big thing that fires that has one or two shot patterns, and you get to see both of them. One of them is a large energy ball that just shoots straight forward. Nothing too hard about that. Just it has a relatively large hitbox, so you want to know to get out of the way quickly. And the other one would be the 5 smaller shots that can be a bit trickier to dodge, considering depending on which ladder you're on and your positioning. Also, the 2 nodes on the top and bottom of the ladder set do deal damage if you contact them, assuming you're not flinching from one of the 2 attacks, as proven right now. Generally, this guy can be somewhat annoying, though overall not too difficult, considering he doesn't take that many shots. Oh, in fact, he's already down. next up we have these awesome winds. I just noticed there's an extra life there. Figured it's best to be fully loaded. Now for these, you just want to keep running and actually jump at the correct time. Now it's interesting how they have this gimmick considering normal cases you have. Yeah, it's safer just to grab that one up with the shock gauntlet than to actually go through the other side and whatnot. And yeah, as I was saying with the current, it's interesting how they have something that's somewhat similar to the conveyor belts you've seen in many stages, but at the same time it actually moves you in the air as well as on the ground, and so that's really interesting to have something that's not just floor based. And of course, photon flare! Yeah, it is possible to do that with only the buster or without the photon flare, but it's rather difficult and honestly it's just more fun to do it with the screen clearer weapon that just tells everything. Haha. Sniper Joe, how are you back? Oh well, he's back. Come on out. And then I missed. Wait a second. But I still have some photon flares left. That's nearly at the boss anyhow. And I was told that the shock gauntlet can go through the shield, but apparently that doesn't seem to be the case. Well, bugger. Hopefully I'll get through that one with a bit of a better case. First of all, out with you. Next order of business, you. Yeah, this can just be pretty annoying, I mean. Finally. And after getting the timing with the pulse thing and the enemy, you want to time it so that you shoot the up and down enemy as the speaker is generating the pulse. So I'll just jump over that, leave that on. Well, that was useless since the 1 second respawn rate is... You know what? That's why I have this thing. You know what, I'm just gonna skip past you and perhaps explain why the Pulse Stopper, why Pulse Man is weak to the virus outbreak we saw in the last video. One of the main theories is that Pulse Man is experimenting with a new kind of energy that apparently is really reactive with whatever the viruses do. And so apparently, being an experimental robot, we're here to exploit the flaws of the experiment. And as for Pulse Man himself, I think he is an interesting design. Sure bulky, and he has 3 attacks. You've already seen 2 of them. But of course, Pulse Man is so weak that you didn't get to see the 3rd one. So I'm gonna explain. The first attack is whenever he lands on a platform after jumping, he sends a shockwave on both sides. And the other attack is he usually summons 4 mini pulse circles. And then the 3rd attack, which we didn't get to see, he summons 1 large and slow moving pulse circle, which is pretty easy to avoid on its own. And here we have Nitro Man. Now, potentially the reason Nitro Man would be here is because he's probably using a type of fuel similar to what Pulseman is experimenting with, from what I've heard. From what I've heard, Pulseman does use some hydronitric something. And that's why the weapon you get, the Pulse Stopper. It's a pretty interesting weapon because you can either choose to hold it on you as a barrier, or you can choose to release it as a shot in all 8 directions. And plus, it is very spammable, so it is fun in that regard. Anyhow, this is On the Fistulum, signing out. Arrivederci!